After taking quite a long break from filming surfing, I ended up working on The Endless Winter with the boys from Level Films, and it really got me inspired to start filming again, and I realised that I wanted to get involved in filming surfing again a little bit, and I didn't want to sort of just have another really big long break, so I started filming with Ed, who's a good friend from around here, and it just kind of carried on from there really. We just started getting a few bits of good footage, and then Jack started coming along as well, and they were both great in the water and really interactive with the camera. And then Nicholas from Aqualize came on board, and we started the Our World is Blue project, and the film we just made was really the catalyst for that, and it's all just kind of bloomed from there really.
Yeah, I never really thought I'd do anything like this really. When I first thought about actually filming surfing or trying to get videos of us, I never thought it'd be like this. I always thought it'd just be like a video session, and then this next night just upload all the clips in one thing onto the internet. I didn't think it'd be like plan out clips and plan shoots and then have a finished product like a year down the line. I never thought it'd be like that.
I've learnt a load all about the cinematic side of actually film, like the production that goes behind filmmaking. And
because it was my own film and not commissioned by anyone, I wanted to try out a few different bits of equipment, a few bits of different techniques, and just try stuff that I hadn't done before, but not just do it for the sake of it, do it to add something to the film and to really engage the viewer a little bit more really. So in this film we made a cable cam and tried to use that to get a completely different looking shot to I'd ever got before.
Ooh.
I'd like to take a lot of the credibility for making a cable cam.
It worked surprisingly well, to be honest, considering my brother put it together in the shed, and being able to, well, it's like a really extended glide track, and even with some of the clips that didn't work, it's just good fun, like testing it out.
I used the jib in ways that I'd never used before. That's how he does it. And locations that don't usually have in just a normal surf film. So I was inspired by The Endless Winter to include some in-water audio because it was one of my favourite things about the film, and with a bit of advice from Crazy Joe Bone, the sound man, I kind of adopted his technique, and we recorded some in-water audio with Jack and Ed. It was interesting setting it all up and time consuming, but I think the end result is worth it because it just makes you feel like you're out there with them a little bit more. And well, my overriding memory from this film is swimming out through beach breaks, constantly getting waves on the head, and just paddling endlessly. It's good fun, but hard work at the same time. But yeah,
Oh,
There was, what was it? I don't really follow football.
the
But
World Cup.
It wasn't the World Cup.
Yeah, it was the World Cup.
there was one evening when we were filming in a river, and while we were out there, England were playing Italy in the European Championships, and we suddenly realised that the game must have gone to penalties when there were all these roars when they'd either miss or score a penalty.
But it was quite entertaining to hear the cheers and see how different our lives were. While everyone else was having a nice pint in a nice warm pub, we were paddling up a river talking about life.
Yeah.
Good fun.
European quarterfinals.
England v Italy.
England v Italy. And we can hear screaming. That means there's penalties, mate!
I did do a backhand turn, which I thought was going to be quite a good turn, but then some absolute got in the way with a massive bright orange water housing. Ruined the turn, but fortunately the clip actually turned out quite well, and it, rather than damaging the actual port of the camera, it took a nice chunk out and there's my board, which still hasn't been repaired. So
There was one session I remember at Porthleven, and we'd been waiting around all day for the tide to get right, and we just decided to get out there, and it was ridiculously shallow, and right in the middle of the sort of wave there was this massive rock that would stick out, and Ed and Jack either had to go over the top of it or just pull off before the rock just poked out of the water. And there was one shot I remember, you can't tell from the footage, but I was actually filming Jack doing a turn, and as he bottom turned and came up to the top of the wave, I ended up on a rock, lying almost completely dry on this rock, filming with him coming up and doing a turn. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was so shallow. Because it was my own film, it wasn't commissioned by anyone, I decided to just do what was most fun, and for me the most fun is to get in the water and film in the water. But I also think it's the most engaging footage you can get, but the main reason there's so much water footage in there is just because I find it more fun and it's what I enjoy doing. So
it was hard at first, really hard at first, because all of a sudden you've got to stop thinking about just yourself, which you always do on every other surf.
There's 2 evenings where I was filming in the water and the battery died before we'd finished filming. The second evening the battery was running out and I decided to switch to photos instead of filming, and as I did that Ed got his 2 best waves of the evening, and I managed to get them as stills but not as video, which was a bit of a shame for the film, but at least we got something out of it, and we got a couple of nice photos, so that was quite cool.
Be nice to be able to do something with a little bit of a budget, or something where we could go away for a couple of weeks and know we're going to get good waves, and yeah, just try and do something that maybe isn't such a long investment in time.
If I want people to like it, and if I'd rather it be like, wow, okay, surf isn't amazing, but that's a cool clip, and I want it to, yeah, bring out the side that everyone can kind of relate to and think, yeah, he's put a bit of time into that.
If someone wanted to watch a straightforward surf clip that really shows off how good someone's surfing on a performance level, all you got to do is go on YouTube and type in like Dane or Kelly or anything, whereas I like the idea of having an actual concept behind a film and sort of a story or just something that actually makes it interesting to watch.
A lot of the time I think all of us were just thinking it'd be nice if we all had like a week off work and school and with good waves, and then we'd be able to nail it so much quicker. That obviously has never happened, but then I think in the end result is a lot more satisfactory and worthwhile, because you think actually to get what we got, we've done extremely well considering the circumstances of work, school, and with Ella.